Hey everyone, this is Nadia with Humpback Swims, and in this video, I want to quickly run you through the accommodation choices that we have for the trips. Now, you might be conflicted about where to stay, so if you actually go to humpbackswims.com and you scroll over accommodation, you will get a breakdown of the accommodations. We have Mystic Sands, we have Spot X, Flying Annie, and Oceansong. And yeah, you might not know where to stay, but first of all, the first thing you need to remember is that Vava'u, Tonga is very undeveloped. So there are no five-star luxury hotels with white sandy beaches where you can get a drink on the beach. That is not Vava'u, Tonga. If you want an experience like that, then you need to go to maybe Fiji. But Vava'u, Tonga does have five-star whale experiences, and that's why it is world famous for whales swimming with humpback whales. So let's go to our first option. We have Mystic Sands. Now, why would you want to stay at Mystic Sands? Who stays there? It's the most expensive option, and the reason for that, it is the #1 rated resort as per TripAdvisor, and it's expensive. It's a bit more expensive than the other places. So Mystic Sands is on the water. You can sit and have a cup of coffee. You can have dinner out by the ocean or breakfast. You've got a staff there that will help make you breakfast or dinner if need be. You really get the feel that you're on vacation and you're on an island. So you're kind of having the best of what Vava'u has to offer. Now, the thing to keep in mind about Mystic Sands is that it's about 10 or 15 minutes away from town. So there are people who come to Mystic Sands and stay there and wish they had stayed in town because they like to go for dinner or they want to go meet people. And they don't really feel that they needed to be on the beach in Mystic Sands or have that experience. So that's kind of why I'm making this video, is like trying to help you suss out what is more appropriate for you as a person and maybe your budget. So I think that would be the strongest point for Mystic Sands. But with that said, a simple taxi ride to town is about 25 top, and that is not per person. It's for about 4 people per car. So 25 top is just over $10 US, and that's one way. So to go into town and back into the resort, that's going to cost you about $20 US. So if you're with your group of 6 or a group of 4 and there's 4 of you in the car, that'll break down very easily to about $5 US per person. And then you need to call for the Mystic Sands taxi to come and pick you up and bring you back to the resort. So a quick overview, Mystic Sands is the best option. It's the most expensive option. It's only available for 8 swim day trips over 10 or 11 nights. And the reason for that is there's only 8 rooms at Mystic Sands. And I think that should help you make a decision about Mystic Sands. If you have any more questions, just email us. The next option is Spot X. Now, Spot X is only available for the 2020 season. So I'm making this video specifically for people in 2020. I'll make a new one maybe for 2021. Spot X is on the water as well. It is a house. It is not a resort. There is no staff around to help you do things like call a taxi, etc. We do have someone come into the house and clean your rooms every day, and we do have someone that will be your breakfast host and cook you breakfast. It's actually going to be the same person. So you can kind of feel like you're on vacation. Spot X has 4 rooms upstairs, and they do not have en-suites like Mystic Sands. In fact, Spot X is going to be our only option where the rooms do not have en-suites. Don't worry though, there's 2 toilets upstairs with a toilet, an actual toilet, and a place to wash your hands. And then there's 2 bathrooms downstairs with showers. So for the whole house, there's 2 showers and 4 toilets. So that means you are going to be sharing with the other 5 people on your trip. So if you don't like the idea of that and that kind of doesn't match your vibe, or if you're cool with that, and that's great. I think Spot X is a really great option. It's, again, on the water. You can go snorkeling when you get back from your whale swim days. I would actually say it's one of the top houses on the island because there's not a lot of resorts on Vava'u. A lot of people stay in houses when they come to Vava'u. So that's going to be your next cheapest option for 8 swim day trips over 10 or 11 nights. So that brings us to Flying Annie. A lot of people really love Flying Annie. Let me tell you why. It is extremely close to town. In under a minute, you could be at a restaurant. You could be at another restaurant in maybe 2 minutes. So being able to walk around and check out restaurants, go to the Pearl Farm, go to the coffee shop where you can buy t-shirts, or go to the market, it's a lot easier to do activities from Flying Annie. Another bonus for Flying Annie, unlike Spot X, is that all the rooms have their own ensuite. So since our pricing is based on double occupancy, the two people who are sharing a room will have their own ensuite bathroom with a toilet and a shower. Also in 2020 will be our first year at Flying Annie where all the rooms will have air conditioning. Now you really don't need to worry about air conditioning unless you're coming in late October where it gets really warm. The whale swims in Tonga take place during winter, and it's even for me often at night, I need a blanket at night because it can get pretty nippy. So I actually, have a sweater or maybe a hat I'll bring, especially after coming off of whale swims. Not to say that it's really cold, it's gonna snow, but you have daytime temperatures of 25. You can absolutely have evening or nighttime temperatures of 17, 16. So it's a small island, it's hard to predict the weather, but that's something to consider for Flying Annie. And that brings us to our last option, that's gonna be Oceansong. Now, Oceansong is another great house. It's on the water. Unlike Flying Annie, if some people want that, that's great. But remember, you're out on the water all day. And it's a house. It's a house that's got a main building and another building where a studio is. We are doing renovations on Oceansong, so all of the rooms in Oceansong will also have their own ensuite bathroom at the start of the 2020 season, so that's nice. You don't have to share unless you're sharing a room with someone else and you're a single traveler. So Oceansong, I would say it's about a 30-second car ride into town or a 10-minute walk into town. So again, it's very close to town. It's only for the 5 swim day trips over 7 nights. And it's comfortable, it's clean. And I would say after Spot X, for houses on the whole island, I would say Oceansong is the next nicest one, in my personal opinion. So I hope that gives you guys a good overview of where to stay and maybe how to go and think about it. I think if you're deciding between an 8 swim day trip and a 5 swim day trip, it really depends on who you are. If you're really into whales and you want to spend a lot of time with whales, you want to get the best bang for your buck, I would definitely come on an 8 swim day trip. If you want to see a whale and a day or two and you're cool with that, you're not really a photographer, you're not heavily into whales, a 5-day trip is suitable. And not to say you're not going to see whales on a 5 swim day trip, but it is a lot shorter of a time. Generally, on a 5 swim day trip, we're trying to get you 1 or 2 really high quality encounters where you're close to the whale and your encounters over 5 minutes. And again, you're dealing with winter in Tonga. You can sometimes have rough seas, you can have bad weather. So going on an 8 swim day trip really lengthens the opportunity for you to increase those high quality encounters. On top of that, I just want to quickly say, most days we do get in the water with the whales, but we don't want fleeting glimpses of whales. We want meaningful encounters with these gentle giants. So that's how we kind of set the expectations for the trips. 5 swim days, you're trying to get 1 or 2 really high quality swims. On an 8 swim day trip, you're looking to get 3 or 4. And then keeping in mind, you are probably going to see a whale in the water every day, but the quality of that encounter is really up to the whales. So if you're trying to decide between Mystic Sands and Flying Annie and Spot X, Mystic Sands is the best. It's a resort. You've got staff that can look after you. You don't have to share a bathroom with anyone, and that's the best trip. Then you've got Spot X. It's on the water. Downside is you're going to have to share a bathroom with other guests if that's a problem for you. For some people, it's not. That's cool. And then you've got Flying Annie. I think it also really depends on your budget. If budget isn't a problem for you, then check out Mystic Sands. But if you're on a budget, if you're the type of person that says, I don't actually really care where I stay, I'm here to see the whales, I just need a clean, comfortable place to stay, and that's it, then I would definitely check out Spot X and Flying Annie. If you want the best, then you're going to go for Mystic Sands. You're going to have that beach experience. I know I'm rambling a lot, but I've really thought about how to explain this to people because sometimes they just don't know what to do with where they want to stay. And then for the 5 swim day trips, your choices are going to be Oceansong or Flying Annie. Flying Annie's not on the water. Oceansong is on the water. Flying Annie is a 1-minute walk to town. Oceansong is a 10-minute walk to town. So I hope that helps you decide. As I said earlier, just email me if you have any questions, and I'm happy to help.